What's up everybody, Exo Vendetta here, and today I'm going to be doing a Fallout 4 review, including DLC. Obviously, if you can see the gameplay, I'm at Far Harbor as we speak. I had the season pass and it was $30. Yeah, before it raced to 50. Anyway, I want to start off first with just the game in general and then move my way to the DLC, but sometimes I may slip out and just drift away from the, topic and move on to the DLC because, I'm playing it, so why not? Anyway, I want to start off by saying the game was nice, and the reason I waited before I get any deeper into this review was because I wanted to make sure that I got all the DLC, I played through everything, and of course I know mods are coming out, so, but I thought it's been waited long enough. This is the final DLC pack. Fuck it, I'm going all in. Alright, so first I want to start off with saying that the game was nice. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And if you're a guy or a woman that's not a fan of Fallout 4, please leave this video. Please. We don't want no hate. Okay, this is for all the people who played Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3, who just loves Fallout in general. Okay, whoever played any of the Fallouts, even Fallout 1 or 2. I want people to listen to this review that actually played the game through and agree with everything that I said. This is a review for a game that all Fallout players like, not for anybody that doesn't like it. So there you go. For the people that were here for the review of Fallout 4 because you're here because you play Fallout, let me tell you why I give this game a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'm a dedicated Fallout fan. That's why. That's why. And another thing, I want to start off by saying that the game's graphics were basically the same as Fallout 3's, but I don't care because we don't play Fallout 4 because we expect it to be Battlefield graphics with specific gameplay mechanics like Witcher. No, we play it because we like that classic Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas theme. That's what I loved about this, is because they added a lot of features from Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 in the game. There's a lot of, like for example, in Fallout New Vegas where you could add attachments to weapons. They're basically like mods is what they call them. You can also upgrade your armor or make robots. The Automatron DLC obviously allowed that. You can add attachments now and mods, and also in New Vegas that's what you could do. In Fallout 3 the difference is it still has that feel of Fallout 3. They brought back that dark atmosphere. It's not like New Vegas where it was just a desert. That doesn't look like a wasteland. A wasteland after radioactivity, the clouds would obviously be gray, dark, and dim. And a lot of areas in Fallout 4 gave that feeling again, just like Fallout 3 did. So I like how they added the atmosphere of Fallout 3, but kept the, little side cool things that you had in Fallout New Vegas, like where there were factions, and when you could, implement or influence certain ones and gain, trust between some. That was really cool how they made that really diverse and made an impact on your gameplay. Because in Fallout 3, I remember when I was playing for the Brotherhood and then playing for another faction as well. I think it was damn, who was that? I think yeah, I was like, how like you could be a part of Megaton the first time you walk in, and then you could also work with the Brotherhood, and there was like no problem being on different factions. See, the thing is, I was with them. I even chose Tenpenny Tower in the Brotherhood, which is other factions in Fallout 3. You could work for the Raiders. And I think that in New Vegas they really did implement that you had to pick one side. Also, what I like is that when you wore armor in Fallout New Vegas, this is something they didn't add, which is a strike against them, but when you wore outfits like, let's say, Brotherhood armor, you could wear that anywhere. Even to the like in Fallout 4, you could wear this Brotherhood armor to the Children of Adam. You could wear it to Acadia. You could wear it to the railroad. You could wear this armor anywhere, and I'm like, I thought it'd be more realistic enough to add that or keep that feature what New Vegas had, where when you put on NCR or Kaiser Legion outfit on, you know, it would actually, they would recognize you as a part of that faction, you know, and you could trick the enemy. Like, that was fun to me. I enjoyed that a lot. So that's something I think they should have kept, you know, or implemented into this game from the last, you know, gen. And at the same time, you know, I get why they added mods, you know, because I think that New Vegas had a good edge to it with the mod thing, because like I liked Fallout 3 more, don't get me wrong, but Fallout 4, when they added that, I think that made guns, you know, better and more fun to use, because when you found an attachment or a mod, whatever you want to call it, you'd be like, oh snap, I want to put this scope on, or this double mag, and it made it more interesting because that means you could, you know, upgrade the weapons you already have, you know, instead of choosing between just, you know, simplified, you know, 2 rifles but one does 20 more damage. You know, at least you can make the other one more, you know, damage or more accuracy, you know, than the other. You know, you can upgrade the shit. Also, I want to talk about like the story plot and all that. Now, I'm not going to go into exact detail because, let's be honest, Fallout, you know, is all about the story, but at the same time, you know, sometimes their story is not always the greatest. I get it, you know, it's very short. Sometimes it's very basic, you know, and I know like in Fallout 3, you know, you were chasing your father. It turns out he was trying to cleanse the water of DC. Fallout New Vegas, you got shot in the head because you was a carrier carrying a package that everyone wanted their hands on. You was doing some dirty work. You know, you were trafficking basically with some stuff people needed. And now even in this one, you know, your wife gets killed, your kid gets kidnapped. I think the story here was better though than the last two, because, you know, there was more detail than just your wife getting shot and your son, you know, running away. He lost all attachment to his parents. You know, that's something that was cool to me, is that, you know, they added that, you know, ideal, you know, reality of like, you know, this kid's grew up without parents. He's lived around robots forever. Of course he's not going to have no love or feeling or emotion for me. You know, so in the end, when he's in his deathbed and he doesn't forgive you, whether he does or doesn't, you know, I feel like that was a really good way to implement the end of the game, to show like, you know, how after all this time he still doesn't look at me as like a dad, you know. And I kind of understood that, because I don't know, you know, I think the reason I understood it was simply because it just was the right way, how it was supposed to end. You know, I mean, this kid wasn't raised around me. He doesn't know what a real parent would mean to him. So of course this guy would think that robots and all that was just fine, making robot humans and all of that, you know. And I think it was fucked up how the you know, Institute went down with their business, but you know, they had to be stopped. And I like how the story, you know, showed this, you know, father-son moment between them and the Institute, and how, you know, if you guys are wondering why he chose the Institute over his own father, if some of you got that option where the son denied you even on his deathbed, you guys got to understand, you know, he doesn't care about you because he doesn't know you. He doesn't give a fuck about you. You know, he doesn't know that, you know, he doesn't care that his mother's dead. You know, if you see my walkthrough, my playthrough, my last episode of my series was episode 73, War Never Changes Part 2. You know, and that was the last episode I made, and that was the end of the series, you know. That shows right there, if you watch it all through, you'll see that he denies, you know, taking my side even after everything, because in his mind he thinks he was doing the right thing. He thinks everything that they were doing at the Institute was right, you know, and maybe certain things was, but at the end of the day, you know, I think that it was right that I had to end the Institute, and that, you know, I think the story wanted you to know that even the guy you're playing as understands that he had to kill his son in the Institute, because he knew his son wasn't his son anymore. He was an old man, he was dying, and he believed this for so many years. Obviously, he's not going to give two shits about this random guy that he's never had an attachment or bond to. Also, I want to talk about like the map and area. Like, I like the map. I think it was really a nice scenery. You know, I think though once you discover everything though, it's like there's not much left in the world. You know, it'll get boring unless you start over and do another like skin over. which, yeah, I'm doing a modded series of Fallout 4, but that'll be in the future whenever, like, a lot more mods. Like, I'm not going to do it on the day one, the first mod. Not unless they add, like, 10 mods on the first day, then I'll do the series. But if they just release, like, one mod every month or week or so, I'll wait a month or two before I even do a video on mods, or a modded series of Fallout 4. Because I don't know how many mods they're going to allow on the game, unless they're going to allow all of them at once. I don't know how it's going to be worked out. But anyway, I also like how they're going to add mods, bringing that up. Not just the map, but I feel like, you know, there was recently a mod where you could actually change the map scenery. And I thought that that was pretty cool too. You know, and make it look like the bombs never hit, the grass is green. I hope that that's a mod that's implemented, because I definitely want to... My goal is to put all the mods in the map. Like, do all the mods and have every mod activated. I wonder if that would do anything. I don't know. That wouldn't crash the game. It's not like a PC. Anyway, maybe it would. I'm gonna try it though. I think mods is something that's been needed for a long time, because I think we've seen, you know, YouTubers for so many years now use mods over PC, and consoles have been neglected of this opportunity. So I think it's really good at... That's another reason why I give Fallout 4 a 10 out of 10, is because they're actually implementing this into the game. They're actually encouraging it. And I like how Bethesda's standing by mods, meaning like basically they're actually allowing these things to happen. And I think that that's good for a game developer to do that and give that okay, because I think that that's needed in order to make a game last more longer. If they want more attention, if they want people to buy the game, I think when these mods come out, people will buy Fallout 4, and people that sold it after getting bored of it will buy it again just to try out these mods. So certain people will probably, you know, certain ones. I'm not saying everybody. I know you guys are probably thinking, no, that's not true, I don't want this shit. That's fine, you know, I respect your opinion. You don't like this game, you think you've done everything you could on it, that's great. But me, I'm definitely excited for the mods. I think it's something that's been needed for not just this game, but a lot of other games that have been modded over time. I don't know, you know, I think that this will really just be a positive thing for Fallout 4, Bethesda in general, you know, and I hope that they implement this in the next, you know, Elder Scrolls as well. That being said, you know, I just feel like that's something that I'm really excited for, because Skyrim had a lot of good mods that I never really got to play with because I didn't have it on PC. I had it back on 360, obviously. I've said this many times, I have 360. But what I will say is, if they do make another Elder Scrolls, if they, you know, do make another game, whether it be Fallout or Elder Scrolls, I think that mods is needed, just like other games, like I said, like Witcher 3 or other ones. You know, mods is like a part of, you know, gaming culture now, just as much as, you know, you like mods to me, okay, is kind of like DLC that fans can make. And I like that idea. You know, it's kind of like, instead of an indie developer making a game, it's like an indie developer making, editing the game. Like editing the game, basically. You can actually change things, and I like that. I like how they're encouraging, you know, other people online to make mods, and you know how Bethesda's actually allowing these certain mods to be on their game. I think that that's really a good thing for them, you know. So give yourself a pat on the back, Bethesda. Also, moving from mods, I want to talk about the DLC now. Yes, the DLC. Now, the DLC, I think the Automatron DLC was fun. It was cool, but it was short, very short. I beat that within like maybe 4 or 5 videos, maybe 3. I don't know. Hey, you guys would go back and check. But I do enjoy it. I think it was way better than the what's that one DLC that was added? The one after that just added like some tools or whatever. I don't remember what that DLC was. I just downloaded it. I never used it or anything. But anyway, yeah, there was another DLC and I forgot the name of it. It was after the Automatron DLC where you played that little campaign to fight the Mechanist. Yeah, which I already found out that was a chick. She ended up being cool with me and all that. But yeah, that DLC was fun. The DLC after that could have been a lot, I mean, wow, a lot better. Yeah, and yeah, just to put this on a note, far. Hey, hey guys, what's up? Now listen, sorry about that. The recording cut out. It only records up to 15 minutes of my voice. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. Far Harbor. Okay. Now this DLC is probably my favorite. Obviously, it would be anybody's because this gives you a whole new map, more missions, everything else, more leveling up. You know, actually, what I love about it most is I love how they give you more space. Like, I know that they realized that after a long time the map would probably get boring if you knew all the, you know, locations, if you knew all the secrets and galore and Easter eggs. So I like how this brings a new approach. At the same time, you know, we kind of would have expected them to add a second map because, well, let's be honest, Fallout 3 did it. Fallout New Vegas did it. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we all expected a new map. But I think the difference is, I like how even the new map reminds you of Fallout 3. I'm a fan of Fallout 3, so I'm going to speak on it in a positive way. I'm glad, but still made it different than this one. You know, where this one has some brightness to the map. I like how the new map, Far Harbor, has a spooky fog to it, has creepy creatures and critters roaming around the land. And I'm honestly excited to do more streams of Fallout Far Harbor in the future, in the near future, for you guys. I might do 5 or, like, not 5 or 6 more, but like how I've done part 3 already. I might do like all the way up until part 5 or part 6. So expect 2 or 3 more streams of Fallout Far Harbor. Probably just 2 more, because you know, I don't know how much more I could possibly do until there's mods, and maybe there'll be mods for this DLC. But anyway, all around, Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC was definitely an outstanding job, well done. I enjoyed it a lot. I loved it so much. It's nice to take a break from Commonwealth for a while, escape it, and try to explore more areas, and make your thirst and hunger craving for Fallout 4 come back again in a whole new way, in a much creepier atmosphere, with brand new factions like the Far Harbor townsfolk, the Synths of Acadia, the Children of Adam. I don't know, I just like it a lot. You know, I like it. You know, I like the how they implemented the game. And I like how they implemented the story plot, like how you had to go and get Kazumi. And obviously you guys can tell from the stream if you watched it, that didn't work out so well. She died. but that being said, still a good DLC. And honestly, I think that Fallout 4 in general is worth replaying maybe 2 or 3 times. Like, if you played it once, I'd do it 2 or at least 1 or 2 more times. So basically a total of 2 or 3 replays. You know, and I think that it's just worth it, especially if you have all the DLC, and if they add mods now, I think that it'd be worth replaying again. So there you go, because I think the first time you replay it is when it has no DLC and it comes out. Then do it when all the DLC is released, and then do it when all the mods are out. I think Bethesda's working their way through it pretty well, you know, adjusting how long the length is between the mods coming out, the DLC, and just how long the game has been out in general. I think that that's a really smart move on their side and on their part, and I think that they're making more money and profit off of this now, because they're making money off this game probably as we speak, after it's been out since like frickin' last year, back in November. So yeah, I think that it's honestly about time they add mods. I think it's about time people buy it again, or if they have it still, don't sell it yet, wait till you get those mods. I think that it's worth it. I think that it'll be really worth it, actually. That's all I can say about the mods, is I think it'll be really worth it. Far Harbor, definitely, I hope they have mods for this. I don't know, I haven't YouTubed any gameplay of mods for the Far Harbor DLC, because it's just released. But I guarantee you guys, if there is any, Bethesda will be the first to let us know if they're going to add any mods or implement any into the DLC as well. And I think that that'd be great, because I'd love to see them reskin this as well. That way, if you want to leave Commonwealth, you know, the nice looking version with the green grass, you'd have green grass over here, there'll be no more fog. And I think that'd be cool, because then you could see more clear, and you could actually like see through like the woody area, and I think that it'll be much better that way, to be honest. Now moving on from the DLC, I think that I want to talk about, let's see, I want to talk about the mechanics, how they, like, you know, the simple mechanics it's always had, whether it's bartering, like you can see right now, or as like gunplay with VATS. I like how VATS is still here. I like the leveling up system also. I like that a lot better. I think they should keep it that way, or keep it like how it is but enhance it from where it is. Don't change it up or switch it up how you do it, but just add more to it. Like, you know, I think more different perks next time. Maybe implement like I don't know, there could be other ways of implementing leveling up, but the level up system in general is really fun for me. I enjoy it a lot, and I like how it requires you to be a certain level even to get those perks. Like, just because you level up doesn't mean you get that perk, you know. I liked how that was, you know, I think it's a better challenge when you have to have the certain level. Like, if you're a level 30 and you have to be a level 41 or 36 or 37 to get this perk, I like that because that makes you work towards it, and then you have to pick something else that you may not want. But at the same time, to unlock the entire chart in general, you also have to unlock the specials. I like that because that really does implement more of, not a challenge more or less, but more like it shows how dedicated you are, what, you know, like how far are you gonna go to unlock everything. Now, I've not even unlocked everything, but I want to get every perk I can in the game. That would be great. I don't know if there's a trophy for that or not, but if there is, I'm determined to unlock it. I am. Not just from the leveling up system, but I like the bartering system also. You know, I liked how it's always been the same since the original Bethesda games. I think that Bethesda is really good with how they do transactions on their game. I think it's really fun how you buy guns and everything on here. It's not like other games like GTA where you see a gun floating around. I feel like the options, and I feel like the bartering system, you get better deals on here and you make a lot of caps, and I think that it's just really fun how they implemented that. What else could I talk about this wonderful game? Well, I could also bring up armor and clothing styles. I feel like there's not a lot of selection of clothing because, or just armor, because let's be honest, once you get that power armor or anything near it, you're pretty much done. You don't need to search for any more gear. So I want to say that that's a downfall on the Bethesda side. They need to implement something better than, you know, power armor. They need to have variety of different good armors that protect you from different things. Like this heavy armor I have on, this freaking gigantic suit, let that be for explosive damage. Let's say that in the next installment of Fallout 4, which is Fallout 5 obviously, hopefully that's a thing, they should make power armor where it's only explosive damage resistance. And then let's say if you get like raider armor, that's, you know, melee or bulletproof resistance, bullet resistance, you know, weapon resistance, whatever you want to call it. I feel like, you know, they should make it more variety. That way it relies on what armor you have in the game. I think that would be more of a challenge, you know. Also, I think that survival mode, another thing that is a downfall for them is, bless you, hon. Survival mode shouldn't have been implemented just now. It should have been in the game. It should have already have been in the game. It shouldn't have waited. It shouldn't have been prolonged. I feel like if they're going to add a difficulty mode or some type of optional mode for the game, it should have been in there. Period. There's no excuse for that, you know. But I feel like, again, that was a business idea, you know, from Bethesda. They were like, no, we're going to wait to pull it out. That way we can make more money off of it. But I don't think that'll work really if that's what they were going after. I think their goal would fail. No one's going to buy a game just because you raised the difficulty after almost a year of it being out. I think they really need to rethink their decisions sometimes. And also, if they have a survival mode in Fallout 5, Bethesda, please. I know you probably won't listen to me because I'm just some random YouTuber with not enough subs or views. But when I tell you, man, you guys really, really do need to just leave survival mode in the game. Don't add it as an update or anything, or DLC or anything like that. I don't care what you do with it now. I'm talking about like in the future, just keep it in the game, okay? people don't want to buy a game again just because you raise the difficulty. That's like saying, you know, Minecraft unlocked a new game mode. It's probably just going to make the same amount of money it already does. You know, not game mode, but game difficulty. You know, I don't care what it is, even GTA 5. No one's going to buy it again because of a difficulty. You're going to have to add DLC, like Far Harbor, for example. This might get people to buy it because people think, okay, new scenery. Or, hold on everybody, hear me out. Or another way to make them buy it is what? Mods. I think there's other ways of making them buy it, and I think that the reason they wanted to wait for the survival mode is because of money. I don't see Bethesda waiting for it like it's a big deal, like something special, you know? I mean, I know that probably back in the day in the old generation it worked because of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, but I think games have upgraded so much, then, you know, this is so much like the old classics that I don't think that it would work again for this type of game, you know, because it's nothing different, you know, it's nothing special. It's like the same, like Fallout 3 or New Vegas combined. I've said this plenty of times here. I think that it's really a good game, and I think that it's really fun. I love it a lot. It's probably my top 5 favorite games right now on PS4. It's been that way since it came out. I loved the support I got from you guys. That's the end of the review. I've talked about the DLC, the mods, the game itself. You know, I don't really have much else I could really think about talking about, you know. I also talked about the survival mode, yeah. But anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, and I didn't even cough anything on this review. Ha! So there you go. But yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have anything to speak about this game, comment down below your opinion on this game and tell me anything that I didn't speak about that you think you have a good opinion or fact on about this game. Tell me like something that you think should have been in it, something that was wrong with it. Tell me something that you have an opinion on about this game. Basically, give me a little bits and pieces of your own review in the comments. And I'll leave a like on your comment, and I'll even comment back. You know I will. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for listening and watching till the end. Excellent.